When the siege of Taif failed, the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, prayed, "O Allah, guide them and bring them to me." The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, then divided the booty of Hunayn and returned to Mecca and then to Medina. That year, the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, sent Zakah officials to the Muslim lands when the crescent moon of Muharram appeared. The Zakah officers reported that some tribes paid the Zakah, while others refused to pay it. If the people who did not pay Zakah were not addressed, the people who did pay Zakah might also give up Zakah and forget about Allah's command to pay it. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, sent troops against the tribes who refused to pay Zakah. Tribes that did not pay Zakah were raided. Battles were fought. After Islam entered Medina, the news about Damascus was on the agenda of the Muslims every day, as many of the Nabadians went to Damascus. One day, some people from Damascus told them that Eastern Rome had gathered a large number of soldiers in Damascus. It was heard that the tribes of Leprosy, Lahum, and Ghassan were going to move with the Roman troops. Indeed, the Muslims had no more frightening enemy than Rome. The reason for this was that the Muslims had seen the Romans with their own eyes, as they had often traveled to Rome as merchants and had seen them in numbers and in preparation of weapons and horses. So the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, started to gather a large army in Medina to go to Damascus and fight the Roman Empire. He sent a message to Mecca and other Arab tribes, inviting them to join him. He also ordered those who had the means to help the army, as there was famine and high prices. So those who had means helped those who did not have means a lot. Muslim women even gave their jewelry as gifts to the Mujahideen. Abu Bakr al-Siddiq radiallahu an brought 4,000 dirhams, which was all his wealth, to the Messenger of Allah. Umar radiallahu an brought half of his wealth. Uthman radiallahu an equipped 1/3 of the army. He gave more money than anyone else. In fact, the amount he gave was enough to cover the expenses of the army. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, prayed for him in a special way and gave him the good news that all his sins that had occurred and would occur were forgiven. The Muslims gathered for the Tabuk expedition were too many to fit in the record book. But Abdullah bin Ubay, one of the hypocrites, was trying to discourage the Muslims and cause fear and terror among the people by saying, "Muhammad is going to go and fight the Romans in this distressing situation, in this hot and distant country, and against a power that is too numerous to be resisted. Does Muhammad think that fighting the Romans is a game?" However, despite this, all the Muslims who had faith obeyed the order of the Messenger of Allah and prepared themselves. The number of participants in the expedition was around 30,000. 12,000 of them were horsemen. On Thursday of Rajab, the 9th year of the Hijrah, the Prophet set out from Medina with the Islamic army. On the way, when the Islamic army stopped, the Prophet's camel Qaswa disappeared. The companions went out to look for it. Zayd ibn al-Asid, one of the hypocrites, said, "Muhammad says, 'I am the Prophet. He gives news from the heavens, but strangely, he does not know where his camel is.' Then the Prophet said, 'Someone has said this about me. I have never claimed I did it this way. I know. By Allah, I do not know anything. I only know what Allah Almighty has revealed. I have never attributed anything to myself. I have always said that I know if He informs me, So now he has informed me where my camel is. The camel is in such a valley, in such and such a place, with its halter attached to the branch of a tree. Go and fetch it. So they immediately went there and found the camel. Then the Islamic army reached a place called Tabuk. This place was halfway between Medina and Damascus. When the Islamic army stopped at Tabuk, its majesty surrounded them. No movement was seen either from the Greek army or from the Arabs loyal to Emperor Heraclius. The news that the Greek army had gathered in Damascus turned out to be false. Heraclius was not in Sham, but in Constantinople. Thus, there was no battle. But the fact that the Islamic army came to the border of Sham and challenged the Roman Empire scared everywhere. The ruler of the city of Ayla near Egypt, Yuhanna, who was frightened by this, came to him and asked for a covenant and security to pay a jizya of 300 gold coins. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, gave him amnesty. The people of the cities of Jaba and Azrah in Sham also came and asked for a pledge of allegiance to pay an annual jizya of 100 gold pieces. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, also gave them amnesty. The Messenger of Allah put horsemen under the command of Khalid ibn al-Walid and sent him to Uqaydir, the Christian ruler of the city of Dumat al-Jandal. Upon reaching the city, Khalid ibn al-Walid captured Uqaydir while he was hunting with his men. He captured him and brought him to the Prophet. When Uqaydir accepted to pay jizya, the Messenger of Allah released him on that condition. At that time, it was heard that the plague had broken out in Damascus. The Messenger of Allah stayed in Tabuk for about 20 days and then, after consultation with his companions, decided to return to Medina. As a result of this Tabuk expedition, the strength and power of Islam spread properly in Rome and the neighboring Arab countries. The hypocrites who said that going on an expedition against Rome would bring death were utterly disgraced. The majesty of Islam spread everywhere, and envoys and representatives from the Arab tribes began to come and convert to Islam one by one. Even the people of Yemen, Bahrain and Najd became Muslims and accepted Islam. Eventually, the people of Taif also sent envoys to Medina and expressed their desire to convert to Islam. There was no tribe or power left in Arabia that could stand against the Muslims. People began to come from far and near in groups from all over the world. It is about these victories and conquests. When the victory of Allah has come and the conquest, and you see the people entering into the religion of Allah in multitudes, then exalt Him with praise of your Lord and ask forgiveness of Him. This surah was a sign that the Prophet's death was imminent, because his sending was based on the wisdom of establishing the religion of Islam. When Islam started to spread in this way, that purpose was fulfilled. The companions understood from the verse, when you see the people entering into the religion of Allah in multitudes, then exalt Him with praise of your Lord and ask forgiveness of Him. To me, now turn to the other side and get ready for the journey to the hereafter. And they began to weep. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam confirmed them